So I'm back with some heavier gear. Punching a Texas rig craw through the weeds now. Got a stiffer rod and some heavier line. And I'm pitching this Texas rig out there, punching it through the weed mats. And got a decent fish here. Got me in some thick weeds. Not a bad fish. Looking for the heaviest, thickest mats I can find and just pitching it out there and getting a little air under it so it can punch through the weeds. Probably could have used a little heavier weight than what I used. But I'm catching some fish. Another decent bass. So I'm pitching that out there and letting it fall through, jigging it up and down a little bit. If I don't get a bite, then I pull it back out, pitch it up in another spot, let it fall through and repeat. There's a lot of grass these bass could be in, so just have to be patient and work down the weed line. Got another fish. Not too bad. Decent little chunk. Hooked up again. Trying to get this fish out away from the weeds. Not quite as big. Goes. Messed up my craw there. I'm just Texas rigging a Zoom Ultravibe Speedcraw using a pearl one. Like I was using on the jig. Some of the other videos. Got another fish here. Probably using a little bit heavier of a hook than I really needed. Probably could have got away with a little lighter wire hook than what I was using. Not really any mats here, just pitching it out to the edge of the weeds here. Had a fish there and missed it. To re-rig my craw here. Had a couple of them just ripped the craw right off. Somehow I didn't get them hooked. I don't know how they can do that when you got a Texas rig like this, but I pitch it back out there and he takes it again, and this time I got him hooked up. Not a real big one. Smaller one here. But it just goes to show, don't be afraid to pitch back in if you miss a fish. He bit because he was hungry. Pitch it back in there, sometimes you catch them. This fish, I think I was swimming a jig. Yeah, switch to my other rod here. And threw a black and blue jig out there with a black Sapphire trailer on there, and this fish hit it. Another decent fish. This time on the jig. It was getting toward the end of the day by the time I got out here, and the fish were starting to come out from underneath the mats and cruise around looking for food. So I started to catch some just swimming the jig or the Texas rig craw out away from the weeds. So we got another fish on the Texas rig craw. Not a monster, but fun to catch nonetheless. Let it go grow up. So we're hooked up again, getting toward the end of the day here. A decent fish on the Texas rig. Just swimming it down the weed line here. And this bass hammered it. I let him take it a little while before I set the hook, just to make sure I got him hooked this time. I was missing quite a few fish. I don't know if the hook was too big or what, or if it was just small fish biting, but we got this one, and it was hooked really well. Had to get the pliers to get this hook out. You get these thick hooks punched through, and these fish aren't going to get off. Sun peeking out here after it been kind of cloudy for a while. Peekaboo! Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Catch you on the next one.